Hey guys, so today I want to talk about DraftKings stock, and even though I made a stock video about this company a few days ago, actually, I want to update that video because now we've actually seen new prices be hit on DraftKings stock over the last few days. When I made that video, the stock was worth around $40. I explained how and why I thought the stock was going to continue heading back upwards very strongly over the following days, and what I thought was really going to happen with the earnings. Now we've seen all that new information for the stock, and we see this high price of around $49, and a lot of investors are probably wondering whether it's a good time to come in on a new swing trade, long trade, etc. So I want to show you what I'm thinking right now, what I'm seeing on the stock, as well as what I think will happen over the next few days from a technical analysis perspective. So the first thing that we want to see is where the stock retraced. Like I explained in my last video, it looked like the stock found a support around $35, and usually stocks find support and consolidate sideways a little bit before they start coming back up. But with DraftKings, it was an absolute V. They headed down to 35 and since then have been upwards, and now we're seeing prices of around 48. Now, if you saw my original DraftKings video, why I'm going all in on DraftKings stock, you'll know that we are really watching this rectangle right here. This is the rectangle that price was respecting when we were seeing whether or not the stock would continue in the downwards direction or potentially head back up. And now you can see that we are back in that rectangle. So it's going to be a great opportunity to trade within this rectangle that we know is respected as an important level, that we know is going to be important over the next few days, and that we can trust as traders, because sometimes when a stock is coming up like this, when we don't know exactly what could happen in the future, it's going to be good to have past events that we know held true in the stock market, that we know were relevant in order to influence our future trading. So like I said, right now we are in this rectangle, and I wouldn't really recommend it for any traders to buy or short any position within the rectangle. Now, the reason why is because usually the rectangle is an indication of whether we are going up or down. It's going to be a great moment to know that if the rectangle breaks in either the upwards or downwards direction, that's going to signal a continued move in that direction and a move that we can profit off of. So that's why when we were around this level, I said if the stock comes below $47, then watch for a huge break to the downside. That's exactly what happened. Now we're coming back into it. So I want to tell you guys, if we break downwards, then watch for a retracement to 45. I think 45 will be tested once again before the stock even hits 50. So that's my personal prediction. My personal feeling on this stock is that we will come back out of the box, potentially trace to the $45, and then head back up to around 50. So sorry if that was confusing. I really think that the box is going to hold for the next few days, but we are going to see some sort of a downward retracement before we continue heading upwards, is my prediction on the stock. Just like how we were heading downwards, when we were heading downwards, we had 1 or 2 days where it looked like we were ripping upwards or out of the box in the upwards direction, but continued downwards. I think that's what's going to happen here, but opposite. We look like we're going up, but we're going to have a days where we retrace out of the box downwards, and then before heading in the continued direction of the move. So just keep a close eye out for that, guys. If you aren't in on this stock already near $48, I would not recommend a new swing position until we've seen what's going to happen over the next few days. You've never probably seen a stock that goes all the way down like this, then completely V retraces the move. So just know that this stock has to consolidate eventually. There's going to be a moment where the stock is going to pull back, and I don't want you guys to get caught up in that moment being greedy and chasing the trend. So for me personally, I'm going to leave my shares position as soon as the shares break to 0 and probably switch to options only. If you know what I've had over the last few days, you know that I was in on like 200 shares at around $49. So it's very good to see that the position is just 50 cents from breaking even and coming back into the money when after being down almost $1,000 and some dollars. Even though I was selling calls, like I said, I made a lot of money off the selling calls, but it's still not enough to help me break even now. So I'm just keeping a close eye out on what's happening with this stock. Honestly, I'm very bullish for the future. In the short term, I think they do need to pull back just a little bit, but I do see them continuing their run to $59 to $60 back to all-time highs within the next few months. And especially with the way people are hype about this stock, I see a lot of people asking me, should they trade this stock? Should they get in? And you can see that the volume is an absolute monster right now as compared to how it was even back in July or August. So just keep a close eye out on this stock. I think this can continue rocketing. Like I said, go back to all-time highs if we do break to the upside of this box. If we break to the downside, then watch for some short-term selling to around 45 before we rocket back up to 60 and new all-time highs. Ultimately, I think the stock will break new all-time highs within a couple months, within a month or two, and that's what my call options reflect. I have some very long-term call options that are now almost in the money because I did buy them around the $40 range when the stock price was back at $40. I went in on some very long-term options, so I'm very happy about that. They're almost in the money. But yeah, guys, in the short term, some very light selling. In the long term, I'm hoping for some very, very strong green action. So just keep a close eye out on this stock. If you are in shares at around $35, obviously continue holding. You're in no risk of the stock retracing all the way back. We are now very much past that, especially with the earnings. Gave investors a good opportunity to really take a deep breath and realize that this is a great opportunity, not just a stock to short for all eternity. So just keep a close eye out on this position, guys. There's going to be some great profits to be made over the next few days with this stock and with other gambling stocks like Penn as they do recover and get ready for the NBA season in December and in the winter. So just keep a close eye on these companies, guys. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe the video. Thank you so much for the support lately. And if you want to stay up to date with what plays I'm making on a daily basis, make sure you're subscribed to the Discord link down below for free plays and signals on a daily basis. And if you want to do trading like what you see here, technical analysis on TradingView.com. Link also down in the description below for your free trial, for your free sign up to the website, and also to support the channel. So thank you guys so much for that, for the support, for the love over the last few days. I love reading your guys' comments, especially if they're positive or constructive criticism. I love that kind of stuff, guys. Glad we're all participating as a community. So as always, thank you so much for all the support. And if you like that, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I hope all your trades are in the green.